Okay, this video focuses on page 73 out of your math book. So it says in complete sentence, describe the angle relationships in each diagram. So for the sake of time, I'm just going to verbally say them, okay? Then it says write an equation for each of the angle relationships shown in the figure and solve for the indicated unknown angle. You can check your answers by measuring each angle with a protractor. You can go ahead and do that if you want, but I just want to remind you that when these were photocopied, that could compromise the integrity of each of the angle measures if there was a slight movement in the copy machine, okay? So it might not be 100% reliable. So basically I want you to really recall what you know about angle characteristics and relationships to help you use equations to come up with these answers. So it says find the measures of angle EAF, DAE, and CAD, okay? So just by looking at this, I see right there, straight line, and if I connected their arcs, they should form a half circle. So right there, and this guy right there, and this guy right there, and this guy right there, half of a circle. There's 180 degrees and half of a circle. So let's go ahead and write down an equation to help us with this relationship here. Their angles on a line. So that's 6x plus 4x, this angle, plus this angle right here, represented by 2x, plus this angle right here, represented by 30. And as you know, since they're angles on a line, they're going to have a sum of 180 degrees. Before you build it, you need to definitely simplify it and combine, those like terms. So that right there is 10x plus 2 more x's is 12x's. Plus bring down your 30 and bring down your equal sign and your 180. Okay, now that you're to a part where there's only one variable on one side of the equal sign, you can totally build it. So we started with x, then we multiplied it by 12, and then we added 30. Inverse operation of adding 30 is to subtract 30, so that's what you're going to do to both sides of the equal sign. 30 take away 30 is 0, 180 take away 30 is 150. Bring down your equal sign, bring down your 12 times x. Now that you've simplified it down, go back up. Inverse operation of timesing by 12 is to divide by 12, and that's what you'll do to both sides of the equal sign. 12 divided by 12 is 1. 1 times x is 1x or x. 150 divided by 12 is 12 and a half. Okay, you're not done. As I've been saying, you need to make sure you substitute it back in wherever you see that variable, okay? Okay, so I need to substitute 12 and a half in there. So right for this angle measure, 6 times 12 and a half, because you substitute that 12 and a half in for x, that says 12 and a half, sorry, 12 and 5/10. When you multiply that out, you get, where'd my calculator go? Go ahead and do it to make sure I'm not messing up. I got 75. So this guy right here is 75 degrees, okay? I'm going to go ahead and label that so I don't forget CAD, 75 degrees. Okay? Then this next one, I got to substitute that 12 and a half in for the x, so it'd be 4 times 12 and 5/10. 4 times 12 and 5/10 is 50. So this angle measure is 50 degrees. And that is DAE. Okay, and then the last unknown angle right here, again, substituted in there. It's 2 times 12 and a half, and that is 25 degrees. So this angle right there is 25 degrees, and that's EAF. Okay, now just to verify this, to make sure you're right, especially if this was an assessment, you know that all these angles right here are angles on a line, so they should have a sum of 180 degrees. So I'm going to show you that they hopefully do. Otherwise, we messed up. 75 plus 50 plus 25 plus 30 equals 180. We're correct. Okay. Next one, find the measurement of angle A. So I see A's right here. Although they're the same letter, they are definitely not vertical, because if I tracey trace this, look at how I had to bendy bend. Here, tracey trace, had to bend it again. So by chance, they're the same angle measure, but they're not considered vertical. They're congruent, but they're not vertical because they are bendy bend. Okay. Anyway, looking at this relationship, this angle plus this angle plus this angle plus this angle. They're angles at a point, so they're going to have a sum of 360 degrees. So let's go ahead and set up an equation. A plus 126 plus A plus 26 equals 360. Okay, 360 degrees is what their sum will be. Combine your like terms before you build it. A plus A is 2A. Then we got 126 plus 26. 126 plus 26 is positive 152. Bring down your equal sign, bring down your 360. Now build it, because you have one variable just on one side of the equal sign, so we're good to build. Okay, start by timesing it by 2, and then we added 152. Inverse operation of adding 152 is subtract 152, so that's what you're going to do to both sides of the equal sign. That minus that is 0. 360 minus 152 is 208, I think. Bring down your 2a, bring down your equal sign. Now go back up. Inverse operation of timesing by 2 is to divide by 2. Do that to both sides. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 times a is 1a, or a. 208 divided by 2 is 104. Okay, we're not done. Substitute it. Oh, good. It's just I don't have to do anything like I had to do up here. I'm going to multiply. It's just 104. And that guy is 104. Okay, let's check it, especially if this were an assessment. They got to add up to 360. So I'm going to start with this guy, 104. Plus 126 degrees plus 104 degrees plus 26 degrees equals 360. We're correct. Move on. Okay, find the measure of x and y. Okay, where's x? Okay, okay, all those have to equal 180, but I got two different variables here. I know based on like terms I can't add those, so that doesn't really help me. What else do we know? Oh, you know what? Right here, it's telling us that this is 90 degrees, okay? That makes it much more simpler for me. I know that this angle plus this angle would equal 90. So one way I can do this is I could just start with 90 and then just subtract 25 to figure out this unknown missing angle. 90 minus 25 is 65 degrees. And substitute it like I always tell you to. So that right there is 65 degrees, okay? Next up, well, I know that these are going to be angles on a line now, and now that I know this guy, it's no longer a variable because it's 65 degrees. I know that these guys all right here will add up to 180 degrees. What's super nice is that purple angle right there. If that's 90, then this guy also has to be 90 because 90 plus 90 is 180. So I can totally go 90 minus 65 to get this, or, you know, I can use an equation. I want you to know both ways. So I can go y plus 65 would equal 90 because that's 90 degrees. They're complementary. Now I'm going to build it. There's one variable on one side of the equal sign. So I just went y plus 65. So inverse operation adding 65 is to subtract 65 from both sides. That's 0. Y equals 90 minus 65 is 25. So substitute it in. You're not done. Substitute it in there. So that's 25 degrees. Okay. All right. So since they're all angles on a line, we can double check it. They should up to 180. So 65 plus 25 plus 65. Did I already add that? Oh, no, I didn't. Plus this guy is 25. 180. Nice. Okay. Bye.